Gaffer, another season. It's finally upon us. Accrington Stanley away this Saturday. Has the adrenaline begun to pump yet? Are you ready?
Yeah, always in me. Love this. We're lucky people to be involved in this sport, and I want the guys to grab everything by the scruff of the neck and go for it. That we've got nothing to fear. Pretty good place. Really pleased with how the week's gone, how pre-season's gone. One or two knocks, but a lot of teams will have that, and looking forward to getting stuck into the proper games. Yeah, really am. And let's say it'll be a great barometer for everybody, every club. And believe me, this game doesn't sort your season out without a doubt. It can sometimes give kicks up the backside, or sometimes let you know that you've done the right things, or whatever it is. We're going to travel tomorrow. We're going up to Accrington, and I'm hoping the boys give a really good account of themselves, because positive move in the camp, as it always will be. I won't have any negativity. I won't have any disappointment. Let's go for it. It's an honour to wear this shirt and represent Gillingham FC, and I'm sure the boys will give it their all.
I asked Johnny this same question. Do you still get the same butterflies, nervous energy now than you did when perhaps for your first full season as a pro?
It's about 38 years ago, I think we worked out the other day, 37 years ago. So, you're in this game to compete. When people say, what do you miss most when you leave the game? And I think there's some generic answers of, the lads and the banter and all that. And I don't believe that at all. I believe that there's nothing better than being a professional footballer, running out in front of a crowd and competing. That's what we miss. That's what we're born to do. And it's a really important honour to represent somebody, to have fans following you all over the country, and give it your all. And that's what I want the boys to realise. Do not let this pass you by, because it doesn't last forever. Sometimes you don't get the next game, never mind the next year, the next season. You've got to make everything count, and I'll be making sure that we make every moment count, whether it's coming into work and smiling and feel like you belong to Gillingham with an identity that we're going forward with, or you put that shirt on and you get out there and you're putting your wits against what will be 11 Accrington players on Saturday. So love it, really love it. Can't wait to get stuck into the season, and I think that's what a lot of us are born to do, compete, and we certainly will be doing on Saturday.
Just finally from me, Accrington, always tough place to go, always a very difficult team to break down. The physical, they're in your face. Is that the sort of challenge you're expecting this weekend? I don't suppose you've had not many games for you to analyse, but is that what you're expecting?
It's tough, you get not a lot of footage to analyse. Once the league games start going, then everyone gets to watch each other's games. These early weeks, you struggle to find out what's coming up against you. So again, adaptability on the day is going to be really important. But John Doolan's a good guy, a good manager. Respect him a lot, especially the job he does with a club that hasn't got a great deal of resources. You can firmly say that. They are one of the smaller clubs in the league. But I'm from that area. I know exactly what it takes to grow up in that area, and they'll be scrapping. They'll be fighting. They will never give up. And I've told my boys, we've prepared with what's going to come. But at the end of the day, League Two is very much like that. A lot of transitions, a lot of physical attributes, and sometimes you've got to mix it as much as play great football. And I'm sure that we'll be coming up against both on Saturday, as we will most Saturdays. All I can say is I've prepared my boys the best way I believe I can. We'll see what happens on Saturday, but yeah, really looking forward to it.
Gaffer, thanks very much. Ben, all yours.
You may or may not be aware, Gareth, that Gills have got a pretty good record at Accrington in the last few years.
Thanks for that.
Does that help for some of the players, that they've got positive memories?
Yeah, of course. You always do well I always used to enjoy playing at certain grounds, and if that helps, then brilliant. I'm not one for those sort of stats, but it's something that maybe some of the boys will be thinking of and feel comfortable there. So what I will say is that it'd be tough, it'd be a full house without a shadow of a doubt. Accrington Stanley, everyone's been waiting for football to come back around. We haven't had any men's competitions. We've had the brilliant women's Euros, which I think everyone's got their fix off, but it's your team now. It's your town. It's what you go, you know, what you go to the games every week for. You follow your teams around the country. I'm sure we'll have a brilliant following from Gillingham. You know, I'm astounded sometimes by the support we get, and I know that terrace behind the goal, you know, no roof on it. To see the Gills fans there getting behind us will be a proud moment for me. I just hope I can deliver a result for them that they're happy with, and a performance that they're happy with, and a performance that I'm happy with, because I'm demanding some standards now for my boys. But no, we'll hopefully use any advantage we can, but it'll be a tough game against Accrington definitely this weekend.
And those fans and yourselves are going to be busy in this month, heading up and down that motorway and going to this part of the world with Tranmere to come, with Oldham to come before August is out. So I guess the players are going to get plenty of time to get reacquainted, and for the new ones to settle in on the bus, etc.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know. My geographical knowledge of the UK is, I reckon I could pass an A-level with this, because football gives you this, you know where you're going. I could name most towns with a football club and where exactly they are. So my boys will be getting that education, I'm sure. A lot of them delve into their iPads and their music, and there's some interaction on the bus, but we're going to try and change that. We love travelling away together. We're a tight group, you know. I've got used to that Dartford crossing now, so we know we have to set off a little bit earlier, but we'll be prepared, you know. And like I say, it is long hauls, long tough journeys. Gillingham fans, I will say, you have it harder than a lot of fans. You know, you're in the bracket with Plymouth and Carlisle and Hartlepool, probably, you know, travelling miles and miles all over the country. So huge respect, and that's why I want the boys to dig deep, even deeper than they ever think they can, because any one of those fans travelling at the motorway would do anything to wear one of them shirts on Saturday. The lucky 11 that start, they'll have to give everything, and I want that all season. But no, really looking forward to it, and so I can't wait for the season to get going.
And the fact that you were able to come in before the end of last season, has that given you a little bit of a head start in terms of your prep, do you think? Yeah,
of course. You know, I think it was a good move by Gillingham. Brad, Shannon, Joe getting me in for those last 9 games. We enjoyed that. I think the boys got a little taster of what they were going to get. I've had some good compliments from a lot of the squad, saying that they like the way we do things, and players wanting to sign here because of the way we do things, and that's positive. You know, we're not starting afresh, but you know, it is the start of a season, so it feels like that every season, you know. And like I said, there's be some tasty games this year without a shadow of a doubt, you know. And I'm really looking forward to starting in League Two again. You know, I loved it with Wickham, you know, and a couple of times we got close, we got promotions out of this league. You know, I think we know what it takes to win games at this level, and I aim to do that with Gillingham. I keep saying it. This club has not been where it should have been for the last few years, and if within 2 years, if I haven't improved that, I'll be disappointed in myself, and I'm sure everyone else will be disappointed in me. So I know my challenge, but early signs are good.
And tactically, you had pre-season to experiment a little bit. Are you setting your mind how you're going to go in terms of 4 or 5 at the back, etc.? I
know exactly what we're going to do on Saturday, and that's nice for the Thursday before the season to go into that. So yeah, we've juggled the shape this season, and I've juggled the players, and I know what I'm going to do. And like I say, this game doesn't define your season, you know, and the team that starts the season undoubtedly won't be the team that plays 7 games into the season. It changes, things change, and then come Christmas, come the new year, and by the end of the season, you know, you're lucky if you got half the lads still in there, you know. So it's this build up that everyone goes to this first game, but believe me, there's 46 of these coming, plus hopefully a good cup run. But as a manager, you have to know what you're going to do Saturday, and I know exactly what I'm going to do. And
just finally, any players that won't be travelling fitness-wise, injuries, or are you looking pretty good?
I'm not going to say on public record who's not travelling and who's travelling. Let's start the guessing games earlier.
Nice one, thank you.
When you first came in, Gareth, it was on like 9 games in about a month, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a whirlwind sort of period, but you've had that time now on the training ground to find out a bit more about the boys. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, like I said, we didn't train much in them first few weeks now. Good or bad, the boys adapted to what I wanted. You know, I've got some clever players there. We've got some players who need work, but to get an identity here was important for me, and I tried to stamp some stuff down at the end of the season, and hopefully we'll go into this season together, knowing what we want to do, knowing what we represent, and yeah, it's been great pre-season to be able to get them on the grass. You do share it up with the physical side of things, but I think this has been a big mental pre-season as well. You know, where the boys have got to adapt, find out a new way of working, and adapt to the way I want to do things. So yeah, I'm hoping they can deliver and improve every game. You know, we're not the finished article against Accrington, but you know, we will be last game of the season. We'll be the finished article in the 25-26 season. I just want us to build and improve game on game, and that's what you want from your team. But to get off to a good start would be great. It's not everything, like I say, but it would be great.
How close are you to having the squad that you wanted at the start?
Yeah, I'm being honest, I'm probably maybe one short that I'd love to bring another one in. Numbers wise, I think we're pretty good. There's been a couple of surprises in pre-season, good and bad. You know, a couple of shocks that I thought, oh, you know, I need to maybe fill in that position. Or there's been surprises where I'm going, wow, I didn't know he had that. You know, so it's great. It's great to be able to see some of these players and go, right, I know exactly what I want to do now. Yeah, but one more before the window would be great. I'm sure there'll be some players going out on loan. We've got, I think, 31 professionals at the moment, but we've got a lot of young lads, like almost a B team development group sitting underneath. So a lot of them will get experience elsewhere. But we've got a core group that I like, of that, you know, just over 20 players of that core group that go into the season with, and you know, if you sign too many in January, it sort of means you got the summer wrong, and hopefully we don't have to sign too many in January. We're pretty good where we are, but one more in would be great, whether we get it done or not. We've got the backing. It's not for a lack of resources. It's everything: right player, right time, right moment, right geography, right mates at the club. It's so much goes into signing players, you know, and we'll try and get the best ones in we can. But yeah, I'm really happy with the squad as it is.
And Lenny signed on a short-term deal. Where does he sort of fit in with your squad? Is he in development?
No, Lenny's in with it. He's 22 now. He's been held back too much at Blackburn. You know, I believe that some clubs, not their fault, it's sort of give bigger contracts to some of these younger players, and then when they don't play in the first team, it ends up being, nobody means to do it, but it ends up being sort of a negative, really, keeping them at a club too long. You know, at 22, I think I'd have played about 150 games, you know, and a lot of players have, you know, like Joe Bode and Sam Gale, you know, really learning great stuff in the first team, you know, and you know, the likes of Lenny, definitely a project, but that's why it's a short-term contract. We think, can he get there? Can we get the best out of him? But definitely classed as a first-team player. Yeah, trains with the first team every day. Great lad, real humble, down-to-earth lad, and make sure that we you know, teach him the best we can and see if he makes the grade. But yes, early signs are good. I think people in pre-season have been quite impressed with his athleticism, his willingness to defend and tackle and get stuck in. And yeah, I don't expect anything less from the northern lad that he is. But you know, getting to make the grade in professional football is tough, and he's got a big chance here. Hopefully we can get the best out of him.
Coming from where we did you know of him from way back?
Yeah, no, I've known Lenny for a long time. I've known of him for a long time, really. You know, it was yeah, he's a northwest boy. Obviously, I've got connections with Blackburn and keep a handle on Blackburn, and know a lot of their players. You know, Brad knows him for his time there as well. So, but I think yeah, we'll just see how that develops. But yeah, he's here as a professional, and good luck to him.
I just wanted to ask you about the captaincy as well. Is that changing anything?
We'll know Saturday. I will announce Saturday. But for me, I've spoke to a group. There's a leader group here, and we're creating this group that sits, you know, hopefully representing the dressing room with a bit of experience in it, and some leadership work for them. I think will be important, some responsibility for them. So, you know, the captain will come out of that group, but I think they could all be captains, and I'm a real big one on. You know, Wickham was Joe Jacobson, Matt Bloomfield, Akin Fenway. You know, we shared it up quite a bit. You know, there there's that group that sort of would captain the team, and I don't see any reason why we don't have to make a big thing about the captain. You know, it's I want 11 captains out there. I'm not going to get it. There's some young players out there learning the game still, but yeah, we'll get this leadership going at the club.
Is that something you just hand out the captain armband at 2 o'clock on Saturday?
No, they'll be planning behind it. Yeah, so we know where our leaders are and what we want to represent, and so Saturday everyone will be looking to see who's got the armband on, but it's no big shocks for me. That's I want 11 leaders out there.
And you've not really said too much about the injuries. And Seb, we asked you about him the other day. He came off at Dartford. Is that bad? Better than you?
Better than we thought, which is good. So we're going to see for the games coming up whether we can be involved. But it was obviously to have to take him off before we planned was a blow. But definitely better than we thought.
Do you want to ask about Aaron Rowe as well? How's his progression?
Again,
he finished last season so well, didn't he?
Yeah, finished great goal at Port Vale. Aaron's back on the grass now, which is great. So again, one that we've got to consider for the next coming games. As Sam Vokes, I think gets all the all clear with his arm today, which is great. So I think we're looking okay. It's not all doom and gloom. The only one who won't definitely make the trip is Ewan Williams, who obviously has been seen in a sling, and he damaged his shoulder in one of the early days in pre-season, and really unfortunate for Ewan because he's a top player. Just the ground was so hard and he took a fall, and I've done it. He's sort of damaged his shoulder in a slight way that doesn't allow him to train at the moment, so Ewan will be out. But apart from that, nobody else is getting anything else out of me.
Thank you. Cheers.
I don't want to try, I promise. Forgetting obviously all the years you were playing and now you're manager, what does opening day mean to Gareth Ainsworth?
Opening game means it means that there will be some upsets, some big upsets in the opening day, and we don't want to be one of those. I've been on the end of that, and that's not nice. It is a barometer of where you are right now, but it's not a be all and end all game of the season. The opening game, there's a big build up to it, and that's the problem with the opening game. It doesn't seem like there's forget that there's Walsall, Tranmere, Wimbledon straight after really quickly, and then people start forgetting about that opening game. So I don't want the boys to have this big build up to it, and it's this big moment. Although everyone's missed football, everyone's missed competitive club football on the TV and the highlights and everything. So for me, it's to see some of the characteristics that I bring to a football club. That's what the opening game is for me. I'll be able to check and read my players and see who's buying in, who's understood what we've tried to do in pre-season. It's opening game and last game should be the same. They should be. You empty the tank, you give absolutely everything. There's no disappointment ever, and your team is the most important thing to you. All these things that I don't want the players to go, oh, this is the opening game, I must do this and that. It's no different. Carry on where you finished last season, boys, because you were sensational. We've added to the group, which I think's made it stronger. It's brilliant that football's back. That's what the opening game is. It also means the next Saturday off is May next year, which is something you take in football, but it's a brilliant 10 months. It really is, and I can't wait to get stuck in. But it's not the be all and end all. That's the opening game. Do not go crazy on this one. Process.
How much has that opinion changed over the years from when you first started playing?
Yeah.
What you just said there.
Yeah. Different as a player. Totally different as a player. And I think that managers manage differently. I think some really want to win this opening game. They say it's a good start. It's the foot to start that win. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I know this club went off to a flyer last season and ended 17th in the league. I don't think anyone would have seen that coming after the first few games. So as a player, you think differently as a manager, 100%. And I think as experienced as you get, your likes of Daki and Glenn Morris and Sam Vokes and Johnny Williams, they'll understand what I'm talking about. Whereas your Joe Bode and your Gales and some of your young lads will be like, yeah, this is the first game again. This is my first game in the new season. It's great. The mixture's great, but I think the older you get, the more you realise that there's 46 of these in such a small space of time as well. You know, so little by little, everyone goes on that pick team, that starting 11. Am I in the manager's plans? Am I out the manager's plans? I don't care who you are at Gillingham Football Club. If you're at this football club right now, you have a chance of playing for me without a shadow of a doubt. I wouldn't have people here who didn't have a chance of playing, and that's really important. So there's no, I fancy this one more than this one. I've got some real selection headaches, which is just how I want it. But yeah, don't put too much on this opening game and selection process. Just go out there and give your all, and you might win one of these games that we need to finish high in the league. We want to just change this club and change where we've been for the last 3 or 4 seasons and go, right, I want the fans to see it, I want the owners to see it, I want the lads to feel it, that we are building something, and that's the big thing this year.
Let me ask you about some of the youngsters going out on loan. How important is it for their development to effectively men's football?
Yeah. Best thing I think I ever did was go to Northwich, Victoria when I was 18 years old. I learnt to look after myself. I learnt the men's game. Whether it was fate or whether it was something else, I got released by Blackburn Rovers when I was 18. Back in those days, the contract situation and all that, I signed for Northwich, Victoria for expenses, let's say, for playing in the Vauxhall Conference, you know, and you know, it doesn't happen nowadays. This is back in the 80s and very early 90s, and Sammy McElroy was manager. I got kicked, I got hit, I got cut heads, but I also learned how to take men on, how to score against men, and how a crowd reacts when you do certain things. And I wasn't ready for that as my apprenticeship at Blackburn. You don't get to do that in front of fans, you know, unless you're very, very lucky. So when Preston North End called me back 6 months later, that was the grounding I needed. And I think some of these young boys, and what also I needed was, I'd come from a footballing environment where everyone was a footballer. When I went to Northwich, everyone wasn't a footballer. They had other jobs, and the football bonus on a Saturday, the win bonus, meant so much to them that it was so important, and the winning side of things really came out in those clubs. I think some of these boys are going to learn plenty from their loan clubs and loan moves, you know, I really do. I know it's great to have football and total football clubs and that, but sometimes you need to learn to win. And a way to win is different to just coaching a winning team. A way to win in the individual, win a tackle, win a header, win something. How important it is to do the little bits that nobody sees. That's what these boys are going to learn, and we'll coax them through. But it's nice sometimes to just be out of your comfort zone, and I think that's going to be important for these young boys going out on loan.
Just off a tangent to finish as always, sorry. How much have you enjoyed the Lionesses this summer?
They've been incredible. I've got a real personal relationship with Ian Vernick, who has just left the women as assistant manager to Serena, and he's taken over the Dutch national women's team. What a finish for him. First of all, well done, Ian. You know, you just absolutely smashed it. Superb. What a humble guy. We met on the pro license a couple of years ago, and I really respect him. And then I got to meet Serena a couple of times at St George's Park. So to hear her speak, they won that tournament not just on football. They won it on the other things that I believe are so important in football. And it's brilliant to see a team, and I think they'll be the first to say in some games they probably weren't the better team, but they found a way to win. I'm a massive fan of that, and for Chloe Kelly, QPR girl as well, to score the winning penalty was fantastic to see. There's all sorts of connections there for me, but they really epitomised how it's not sometimes the pure game. You've got to do what it takes to win a game, and they deserved it. And I was a massive fan. I was cheering and smiling, and yeah, what a great end to the summer that was from the Lionesses, and all I can say is hopefully we can get some moments here at Gillingham one day with success. But at the moment we're building that phase which probably Serena put in when she first started, and yeah, so big fan. But day-to-day club football now. Can't wait. Looking forward to getting stuck in.